What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this 1v1 video, we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. So let's get right into it. Here we are in game number 1. Here's the kickoff. Messed up the speed flip a little bit. Play the 50. Bring that forward, that boost should spawn. And overextended. Yeah, okay. Definitely deserved to get scored on there. Reason that happened is also I overextended. So what you want to be careful about is pushing yourself too far into the corner. I thought I gave it enough space, but not when you have an opponent that can power hit it. So here, grab pads. Let's play small. Dude, that is actually the most perfect example of low boost management play. Just staying close, not booming it away. You don't have to boom it away. Keep it close, play it well. Just take time. Didn't anticipate the mistake. Try to get the bump. Nice, well played. Better. It's a good bump there. I had to trip them up a little bit. Good contact. Don't have to flip. Nice. Play it below him. Really well played. F. Okay, they left. It's going to be a 3-game video, I guess. Okay. Here we are in game number 2. Great save. Nice. Good double jump pop into that, so you can almost create like an air dribble. If I had more boost, I can make like an air dribble out of that, but still, the double jump pop is perfect. Tripped me up there. That was well played. Play this close. It's good. He's grabbing that boost, but he doesn't know how much I have, so just don't overextend. Here, flip forward. Try to force him to make a mistake. That's kind of risky. Nice. Good defense. Let's go, dude. Well played. Good defense there. He has to be careful about like stopping like that, because even if he's turning, he's forcing his momentum to be kind of awkward. Good delay. Nice. Smart delay. Yeah, goes with delay. I'm gonna go for a fake here. So you can play kickoffs. It's going to be high. Play time. Nice. Good setup on the ground air dribble. Well played. I'm telling you guys, learn your double jump pops. That is like, it's such a basic thing, but it can give you some really, really excellent, like, excellent plays. They can be super, super dangerous to the opponent. Nice. Here, wrap around early, bit of bounce. Force him to go. Bit awkward there. Good patience on the double jump there. That's gonna bounce, so I need to be careful. That was poorly played because I gave him possession. Yeah, that's why it's a poor play. You want to be really careful about touches that relegate possession. So that was an awkward play for me afterwards, but that play earlier is the mistake. A fake jump here, just put pressure. It's fine, it trips me up, not worried. Here, fake up the wall. Not worried about it. That's why. Not at all worried about it. He wants to like close in the space, but then he's like getting passive. So I'm reading that and I'm able to just take my time and push it up. Here, not gonna fake. I'll play for that. Go for the zap dash. Have to be careful about flipping. That's not a good shot. Just fine, play fast. Just trying to put pressure on him. Nice. That's a good job of adjusting myself. You see how I adjusted myself from going out to in and went in to out? Starting to run out of time. Nice. Good game. That was a very, very good game. Okay, here we are in game number 3. That's a really well-placed shot, and that is just in. Let's go. Nicely played. I like the aggression off the kickoff. Just go for the boost and immediately go for the shot. That is a crazy demo. How in the flying fuck? Ah, man, dude, that's insane. That 50 doesn't work. That's insane. I got more contact than what the game said, but okay. He didn't mean to go for that. He messes that up and gets rewarded for it. But okay. All good. Let's keep the mental high. Nice. Get one back. Not bad. Okay. Rip that shot. There we go. Oh, dude, that was insane. That was a super flick and the double out of it. Wish I landed better, dude. It's so hard to land precisely during a flip. Oh, good. Okay. Just gets that boost. Even though, like, popping them, that doesn't matter. And he just, of course he gets the fucking good catch, right? Whatever, bro. Come on. And there we go. Well played. It's good vision to go for the bump there. I don't understand why I didn't get contact X. I felt like I made, yeah, whatever. Guess I just not good enough to hit it. I'm just gonna give him the freebie. Nice one, Speedy. I'll throw the game away getting tilted at somebody who's just playing off tempo and you're making dumb mistakes. Play smart. Keep it close. Too close. I don't know why I'm making it hard on myself. Just hit the fucking open net. again. Okay, so here we are in the replay portion of the video, and went against a weird opponent because, spoiler alert, they got Braziled for one, but also, more than anything else, every single corner kickoff they faked. I don't know if this is something they're just trying to, like, practice, if they're trolling, they just think people at this rank are incapable of seeing a fake kickoff, I don't know. This guy was really overly aggressive. And so I said, okay, if this guy's going to be like aggressive and just play dumb, I'm not going to really care. I'm just going to kind of play my way, recognize they're not going to play it smart, and just kind of be aware of how they're going to play it. So not too worried at all. Overall, though, I played really well this game. And first, of course, missed that shot. He misses, well, I hit the shot, but it was a weak shot, and he misses the save. For a while, this game was just a series of like a lot of very aggressive challenges from the opponent, and me just trying to make adjustments. He misses the open net, so I was like, okay, well, he's missing the open net. I overflip here. He misses another open net, and I'm like, okay, well, this is gonna be one of those games. I gotta make sure I'm playing better. Fortunately, the ball bounces pretty hard to the right, so here, instead of going for the back left boost, a mistake that people often make is when they spawn, they default to, like, even if they lose possession, they default to grabbing the corner boost. The problem is the time it takes for you to turn around and go away from the play is about 2 to 3 seconds worth of time that you could just get this triple boost line. You see how even though these boost pads aren't in a perfect line, there's a pad, and then there's a far pad. If you just grab this 36 boost right here, on top of the boost you have, just like that, you see I'm already half boost. So I've already got 53 boost. That's a lot of boost. That's a lot of boost I can make with the play. I ended up grabbing this boost anyways. Allows me to have options. I make a really small save. I think I saved it here, actually. Let me double check. Didn't get credit for it, but I did make a save. Yeah. Nice. There's a save coming up late in the game, guys. You have to see, though. That was a crazy save. I did get a bump. This was awkward. He plays way too aggressive, as you're gonna see more and more. This guy just, I don't know if it's because he had TTV in his name. Like me, I formerly had YT in my name. Like, I understand some people like to play aggressive. I'm joking, of course. TTV has nothing to do with it. It's just the guy's just aggressive. But he did this a lot. Besides faking the corners, every time he would play offensively in the corners, he just went. It was just a super obvious. I missed my open net here. It's just like, for some reason, he just felt like he had to go every single time. It was very predictable. Here, just take time. Don't commit here, because you see how he's using and wasting all his fucking boost, turning back in, and he's closed out that separation. So the thing is like, in this case, it's better not to challenge. So I fake here and I wait. He plays for that boost. I'm like, okay. And because he plays wide, he goes for the corner or the mid boost, gets greedy for that because he used all his boost up. He thought, oh, I surely don't have a play or anything. Well, unfortunately, he gave me possession and time, and that ends up, of course, conceding another goal. He should have hit those open nets earlier, though. He would have actually been tied in the game so far. I go for a delay. It was actually a smart thing that I went for delay, give me even more time to read. He goes again aggressive, so here, immediately after, and then just perfect banger of a shot. I mean, this is like, you should learn this. This is something you should learn. Learn to make a good catch play like this, a control touch like that, and an immediate shot. This is a fundamental that you need to learn. You need to recognize when to go for the catch control to a shot. Don't have to necessarily shoot. This is like the mistake I made earlier when I missed the open net. If I just took a control touch, brought it forward, and then played it forward while the opponent was still trying to catch up, that would have been likely another goal on its own. You see how these are situations where recognizing that you have space. In 2v2s and 3v3s, obviously the spacing is going to be different because there's more people on the board or people on the field. So of course it's going to be a little bit different, but the fundamental is the same. When there's space, you need to recognize that you can take advantage of the space and play smart with the space. If you just simply boom the ball away, like everybody likes to do, is they play boomer ball with comp games, and they just smack it as hard as possible, and they just hope. It's basically, it's like the equivalent of playing hope chess. It's like hope Rocket League. It's just you're hoping the opponent makes a mistake and you just play for that. That's not how you're going to win. You may occasionally win an interaction or two or get some goals here and there, but you're not going to consistently improve from that. Learn to get control of your play, learn to take control of the game, and you'll start winning situations, and you'll start winning a lot more games a lot more consistently, and you'll play better. A piece of advice for you on that. Play this a little bit to the right. Here's like, okay, well, try to put a shot on. Just try to force awkwardness, be present in the play. Here, I'm like, okay, make my play, immediately fuck off, grab corner boost or mid boost. Opponent telegraphs a really, really bad. So again, this is somebody just like, they do, the one goal they get was, I will admit, this is a good flip reset goal they get coming up. But this like over focus on just mechanics without any sense of awareness of whether or not the mechanics are actually like practical is a big mistake. It will lose you a lot of games. If you're just playing for clips and you're just playing for that reason, you're free to go for that. I'm not going to judge you for that. If you're playing against me and you're doing that, I will take advantage of it and I will score goals when I can. That is as simple as that. We're playing comp, not playing casual. We're not playing other game modes. If I'm playing comp, I'm playing comp because I want to improve and I want to win. And that's a simple thing. In the situations like that, if you're trying to go for a Cuxier pinch off the very far corner of your net, in the back of your defensive half, and you're going for that and you slow down on somebody who's obviously pushing you and you slow down telegraphing that, I am going to chow that. If I don't chow that, I am likely going to get beaten on that and potentially scored on. So don't make the mistake of being super passive. When you see certain tells and you see that forced separation, recognize you have a very brief moment where you can challenge that and you can go for that. Go for it. And if you go for it and you make the mistake, or you don't get the good 50, or things don't work out exactly the way you want, really, really think about why it didn't happen the way you wanted it. Understand not the outcome, but understand the process. What did you do that was correct or incorrect, and what could you have done differently had the outcome gone differently than we expected? What I mean by that is essentially, if you're going for the Cuxier pinch, right? And I'm going to challenge that as I did here. So let's go back a little bit so you can see. I see the telegraph. He's slowing down. So what you want to recognize is the slowing down. He stops boosting and he slows down, and this separation. Look at this separation, right? It's not even the jump. It's before the jump even happens that you want to be in a position where you can force the 50. You see how I get the beat here and immediately force the 50 in a way that's awkward for him? He can't recover. Like, look at this recovery. He has nothing to recover with. And he knows he's getting scored on. He knows he's going to lose that interaction. He knows he's losing another goal. He knows that because he went for something he realizes the moment probably shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have gone for it. If he goes for a control play and it goes for the 50-50, I wouldn't have likely jumped the way I did. I was aggressive about the jump because I saw that he was playing it slow. So here, I grab this boost, I turn around, and I'm seeing the instant moment of separation that I have to challenge. That's why I'm thinking in my head, I'm going to get ready to play high on the wall here. And if he doesn't do anything with it, at least I'm going for a 50-50, and I'm just playing high, and then I can fake, and then we can go for a shadow play there. And then I just need to challenge while I'm close, because if I don't challenge, then I give him space to go for a flick, and I'm too close to him to be able to counter the flick. So you need to be able to recognize, if you're going to commit for the play the way you want, you need to recognize not the outcome of the play, whether you get a goal or you get scored on. It's not the outcome that necessarily matters. What happens and what matters the most in these situations is recognizing the process, your mental and your thought process going into this, recognizing certain tells that your opponent is making. That matters more because you need to be able to read yourself and you need to read your opponents. And that is how you're going to win more, is being aware of the field, aware of your opponents, aware of the ball, aware of your boost, aware of positioning. The more you do those things, and also aware of your mechanics and where you're strong and weak. The more you become aware of those things and the more you can improve, the better you'll be, the more complete you'll be, and the more consistent you'll be. So like this, I've already seen that he's going for a Cuxier pinch, and it's not one that he has the space to go for. If I stay passive here, and I didn't go for this challenge, and I didn't play it high, he would have gotten a pinch, and he would have space and potentially gotten a goal. He's clearly somebody who's practiced this enough to be mechanically confident by doing something this risky in a situation that clearly isn't a good play, but he still went for it. So just think about these things in these offensive and defensive plays. You will learn a lot from just recognizing what's a good play and a bad play. So here, bit of separation. Can't really commit for sure. I can technically jump for this. I probably realistically, because I get flip reset shot on, this I should have challenged. Realistically, like I grabbed this boost and immediately challenged. Instead of this boost, I honestly should have challenged closer. The smarter play would have been, instead of, you see how like earlier I was talking about if you go for the corner boost when you spawn instead of like going for pressure by presence, that you relegate too much space. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going, like, it's fine to grab that boost. That's fine because the opponent's still collecting the play. They do not have control of the play. They have control of the play now. Why am I getting this boost? I need to be here. I need to be here, shadowing this play. He separates, boom. Take the ball through his corner, grab this boost. Now I have a play that I can work with, and he doesn't even have possession. He wouldn't have gotten this goal coming up here. I gave him space, and he was able to do what he wants. Gets the early reset, and I'm watching the reset, so I'm trying to play for potential like downward play, and he flicks it at the end. So it's a good shot. It's a good shot. Kudos. But it's the one goal that he realistically was able to get this game. You'll see like a blue goal at the end of there. He essentially own goals. That's why, as you'll see. Here I'm like, okay. Try to place for 50. He actually ends up missing it, which is what it is. Well, I think he actually made contact there. Did he? Yeah, he does touch it at the end once he's awkward. All good though. Here I'm like waiting for the boost. I'm like, okay, he probably got that boost. That's fine. Once again, overly aggressive on the challenges. Like, what are you doing being this aggressive on a challenge with this much momentum, knowing that it's an easy way for me to tell that you're just going to go, right? Clearly, like, you haven't changed as a player throughout this game, and you get scored on yet again because you're overly aggressive without thinking at all. You need to recognize, and this applies to all of us that are watching this and anybody that's learning, you need to recognize that being overly aggressive and thoughtless with your play is not how you're going to win and improve in the long term. Improvement doesn't necessarily mean winning, but what it does mean is you're going to get better as a player, and that's going to increase the probability or the likelihood that you're going to win more games and interactions, more 50-50s, more goals, more situations, and so on and so forth. If you just play without thinking, if you autopilot like this and you just play without like a modicum of thought, you will not improve the way you want. You need to be deliberate about your thinking. You need to be deliberate about how to improve. You don't have to think a lot. You need to think a little bit at a time. You need to think effectively and efficiently for the moment. If you see your opponents going for that, you need to recognize that and think 50-50. Boom, place for the 50-50. You see how like he was aggressive here? So like here, like I'm like, okay, probe for 50-50. I see him going at speed, single jump, and then go for the flip to the left so I could win that, and then I get another goal because he's overly aggressive. Why? Because look at the way he's playing this. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't think for a moment. He's not giving himself time to process what's happening. He's giving me all the time. That's not how you're going to win. It's just not how you're going to win. And if you want to improve, if you want to win, if you want to get MMR, whatever your reason for playing is, if you want to be in a situation where you can actually see that return on mental investment, you have to learn to recognize, to play for the opportunities, to just play smarter, to play better, and make those adjustments. Otherwise, you're just going to get yourself mentally stuck in a place that you're not going to want to be in. Here, he's going to be aggressive, so obviously go for that. Could have actually gotten better control of that. Here, just trying to be careful not to overcommit. Then here, go for the backward flip. I really didn't get the control I wanted. I actually boomed it. Not boomed it, but I got too much of a bounce touch. Realistically, I wanted to cut it and just be able to get a little bit closer to it so I can get a flick, like a quick flick. It didn't work. Then at this point, once I see he's challenging, then I have to place for 50 as a backup option. It's almost like what you would call like an emergency 50-50. Here, go for the bump. This save, though, was nice because he's going for the double tap. Yeah, he was going for the double tap. There's a good chance that could have potentially gone in, depending on how he pinched it. It was close enough to where, honestly, it's dangerous, and it counted as a save, even though the other one technically didn't count as a save. All good. Fake here. Once again, just trying to play smart. I didn't have to boom it here. No need to boom here. You take time. You know he's separated. You know he's not going to be able to do anything with the play. Here, just go for the single jump. And then here, just recognizing he's going to go for a bump. Could have scored it, but it's not, like, even though it was physically open, it's actually more awkward than it physically was, like, actually really was. Here, just pinch it over, grab that boost. Just give myself space and time to work with, recognizing again, he's got to get the goals. Remember, he is the one that's down by 4 goals. Here, just go for the quick bump play, just to put pressure. Try to grab these pads, look for where he is. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of playing high here. That's where I get bumped. He does a good job of spotting that. You want to, if you're playing like this, you want to be careful about really, and he goes for another pinch here. So once again, you see how he does get a lot of power off the pinch. This is something he's clearly practiced. But again, just because you practice mechanics doesn't mean you practice the awareness of being able to use the mechanics in a way that's most effective. That's not an effective use of mechanics. Going for a mechanic that clearly, like, think of it from the game sense standpoint, right? It's not that he's making mechanical errors. He's primarily on this whole game, he's just making decision-making errors that have stemmed from just thoughtlessness. He's just going for clips, he's going for shots without thinking about whether or not it's practical. He goes for the cuxer pinch on somebody who's obviously just respawned and who's gonna be actually there to save him. A cuxer pinch is better when I'm out of position, or in a position where even if I am in a position, I don't have the boost or ability to recover to handle a shot that's at speed. Those conditions matter when you're going for a literal fucking cross map play like this from very far. It doesn't matter how fast your pinch is. When I spawn over there, whether I spawn here or here, doesn't matter. I have enough time to be able to see what's happening because I'm watching the play from a distance. I am already recognizing what inputs I need to make and then getting to that as fast as possible as soon as I spawn, whether I spawn right or left. I'm instantly already aware of what I need to be doing, and you make that adjustment. Those are the ways you improve and win more games. That bit of downtime when you get demoed, that's your moment to be able to make a quick play and make it work. Yeah, just go for the recovery. He's going for the bump play here. You can see he's going for the air dribble bump. Like, you see, like, the way he's boosting. It's a very obvious tell. You see that? That's obviously the air dribble bump. I got into it early enough because I've recognized it was very obvious he was going to try to go for an air dribble bump. It's very easy to tell, especially in situations where somebody's aggressive. He obviously loses control and gets the gives me the Brazil. So that ends the game right there. So lots of lessons to learn. You need to recognize the ability and awareness to think. Thinking is a skill, guys. It is indeed a mechanic. As much as people will tell you it's not a mechanic, it is a mechanic, and it can be improved. It can be a skill that you can get better with. You need to actually dedicate time to that in order to actually improve. Otherwise, you won't improve that skill, and you'll just fall behind. That being said, if you want me to replay review your games, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and if you enjoy watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speedy Man out.